All right, today should be relatively simple. It's a fairly straightforward story, and it unfortunately took up the entire day, but um, let's see how fast I can get through this. And this will be a litmus test to see if I'm the rambling yapper or if I just need to sort of practice, well, re-practice formulating my stories so that they are told more cohesively and more efficiently. Okay, so today involved a hummingbird. And while that may not seem like a big issue on the forehand, um, it's a small creature and it's relatively skittish. It's very cautious. So I exist in a situation where I have literally one wall that is 80, if not 90% just like freedom, right? You're free to come in, you're free to leave. It's really up to your matter of perception. And then there is a door over here that, not bore, door, that can be freedom, but it's a lot smaller of a chance because it is a door. It's not an entire wall. Question mark. So the hummingbird comes in through the large gaping hole and sort of inspects stuff. And in the past, there have been other hummingbirds that have done the same thing. They've come in, brrr, inspect, and then they go out the same way they did, brrr, right? This one, however, decided to come in, and there was only one other bird before it that did the same thing, and the same result happened, where it comes in, and instead of just kind of looking around and then leaving, it comes in and then decides to explore a little bit, like investigate or something. And originally, this isn't really a big of a problem, but then it became a problem because suddenly all matter of history and instinct kind of goes out the window, because now instead of just remembering that there's a huge opening over here and a smaller but still an opening over here, the only thing that exists is everything above the red line. This is the world now. There's nothing above because there's ceiling and it keeps bumping into that. There's nothing below it. It doesn't matter if you fly lower. There's nothing below there. There's no need to fly lower. So we start simple, right? We try to get it to just go a little further. So get a stick and ooga booga it, try to scare it, scare tactics, get it lower. That doesn't work. Go online and try to figure out, so what methods do you use to get a hummingbird out from the inside of a situation? Because the problem with a hummingbird is that they are genetically built to turn on a dime, right? They're one of the few birds that can actually hover. So trying to maneuver it in situations is just a laughable thing because it's the master of maneuverability. So we go through, and the first thing I've already been exercising, or the first recommendation I've already been exercising, is open everything. Open the windows, open the doors. Give it as many opportunities to leave as possible. That's what I'm doing. But again, everything, its only existence is within the red. That's it. That's all that exists, which is just an inch or two lower than where freedom is. So I read down lower, and it's other things like usher it toward an exit with a broom or, some sort of thing. Apparently it's attracted to red, which I didn't experience. But then one of the suggestions was actually close stuff up except for one thing, and it will be attracted to the light that's leaked in through that one thing. So we actually ended up closing up the largest door and just having this in there, because while this door was open, it would jump from point A, like in the rafters over here, to point B which was like a little tiny thing up there, and then point C, which is kind of this little corner area up here. But with this closed, it would only really focus on, I'll do it in this color, or no, I'll do it in orange. It'll really only focus here, which is what we wanted. So we ended up conniving some sort of contraption like this. And so the idea was that either if it got closer to point C right over the doorway, because now that there was darkness, that's where it wanted to be the most. Either the makeshift pillowcase net would sort of guide it to and out of the door frame, or it would just act like a bug net and just catch the bird, and then we could just release it out manually and physically. And that's kind of what happened. There were a couple attempts where the bird exercised what it biologically was built to do and turned on a dime and just dodged the net sort of thing. But then there was one instance, one quick, chaotic bit of movement, and everything sort of disappeared. And then I was standing outside and looked into the pillowcase to see if the bird was in the pillowcase, and there was just one small little round, I think it's a tail feather, but no bird. So I look in there, I go back inside, I stand still for a minute just to see if, and there's no thundering, there's no beating of hummingbird wings, which has been plaguing me for the past 3 hours, right? So all I know is that the bird is no longer in the garage, and that's the best scenario for both of us, really. I don't have to be tortured by the thundering wings and the weird stupidity of it just not flying just an inch or two lower, and it's not trapped in here. So that's it. That's the story. That's all I've got for you today.